tired isn't a sign that your faith is weak. It's actually one of the most important moments in your walk with God. But most people miss what God is trying to do in that exhaustion. Because buried in Scripture is one specific word that God spoke over tired people. And it's the word you've been waiting to hear. If you're watching this right now, there's a good chance you're running on empty. You've been carrying something heavy for a long time, and you're tired in a way that sleep can't fix. Most people in that place start to wonder if God has forgotten them, or worse, if their exhaustion means they're doing something wrong. But what if your tiredness is the exact condition God has been waiting for? In this video, you're going to walk away with one word from Scripture, a word God spoke directly over worn out people, and a clear understanding of what He is doing in your life right now. A lot of tired people also feel ashamed of being tired. They think if their faith were stronger, they wouldn't feel this way. But that's not true. And that thinking is keeping people stuck. Tiredness is not a character flaw. The Bible is full of people who were completely worn out. Elijah collapsed under a tree and told God he was done. David wrote entire psalms about feeling depleted and forgotten. These weren't weak people. They were people in the middle of a very hard season in their life, and that may be you. I know what that season looks like because I've been in it in the past. You're praying. You're showing up. You're trying to stay grateful, but every day feels like a blur. You're smiling on the outside because you know that's what's expected of you, but something inside feels like it's slowly dying. You're on the edge of complaining, on the edge of questioning God's timing, even probably on the edge of falsely accusing God or being angry or lashing out. But you don't want to be that person. So you just keep going through the motions. That's like the groundhog season. Any of you that have seen that movie. Same prayers, same effort, same results, and end up in the same place. But here's what I need you to hear. Your tiredness is not disqualifying you. It is positioning you. God has never once turned away someone who came to Him worn out. Not one time. There's a word in Scripture that shows up specifically in moments when God's people had nothing left. Most people have never heard it, but once you see it, you'll find it everywhere. The word is Selah. S-E-L-A-H. Selah. It appears 71 times in the book of Psalms. Almost always at the heaviest moments, it means pause, stop, listen, consider. It wasn't a throwaway word. It was placed deliberately at the hardest part of the Psalms. In the middle of David crying out, feeling abandoned, feeling the weight, God doesn't rush him to the next verse. He puts a Selah there, a full stop, a breath. Some people think that means God is being silent or distant, but that's the wrong read. Selah is not silence. It is intentional space. The next time you see that word in the Bible, when you reading the Psalms, I want you to remember this. It is not silence. It is intentional space. I experienced this personally. I have been an intercessor ever since I can remember. From a small child, I've prayed and interceded and carried prayers for my family. Even before I had the born again experience, it was just God. That calling has been on my life, and I was carrying a lot of intercessory prayer later on in my adult life when family members were getting sick and different things were happening and shifting in the family. People were bringing me their burdens, and I was holding all of it. Friends, family, all of their situations, my own situations, everything. I felt completely drained. Deborah, pray about this. Deborah, I was just overwhelmed. And then God spoke something to me that stopped me in my tracks. He said, I didn't tell you to carry it. I told you to bring it to me. It's not your problem. You can't carry it. You can't even carry your own problems. I just told you to bring it to me. That was my Selah moment. A correction. A reminder that I was never supposed to hold all of that. The weight lifted that day. Selah means God is not rushing you through this. He is present with you in it. Most people treat a tired season like something to just survive. They push through, white knuckle it, and pray for it to end fast. But that's exactly how you miss what's happening underneath. In a Selah season, God is doing foundational work, not visible work, not work you can post about or point to. Just quiet, deep, necessary work. Think about a building. The longest part of the build is underground, the foundation. Nobody photographs that. Nobody celebrates it. But without it, nothing else will stand. Your tired season is foundation work. Now, someone might say, how long is too long? And that's a fair question. And the honest answer is the length of a Selah is not yours or mine to decide. What is yours to decide is whether you cooperate with it or fight it. Fighting it looks like striving, forcing, burning yourself out, trying to make something move and happen. That's what fighting it is like. But cooperating looks like continuing to show up, continuing to pray, continuing to read your word, continuing to do community service work without demanding God perform on your timeline. What came out of my tired season was a deeper, more practical trust in God. I stopped trying to manage everything on His behalf. Now I write it down. I have a prayer list. I bring it to Him individually during times when I'm fasting. And when I feel anxious about something, and I don't want you to get the idea that I don't, I get anxious. There are some things, times I become overwhelmed, still overwhelmed and frustrated with as much as I know. And as long as I've walked with God, I still feel that. And I just ask God. I don't ask God to fix it. I just ask Him to give me peace in the waiting, peace in the moment. I ask Him to still my spirit, to take away that anxiety. I start quoting scriptures that God has not given me the spirit of fear. God says, come to him and he'll give me peace. I quote those things to myself. That shift didn't happen in a good season. It happened in a tired one. God is not wasting your tired season. He is building something in you that your next season is going to need. The pause is not the problem. The pause is the preparation. Selah. If this spoke to you today, like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and leave a thoughtful comment below. I'm Deborah, and this is Family Still Matters. Because family still matters, and so does the family member who's been quietly holding everything together while falling apart on the inside, you matter. Your rest matters, and your Selah matters. Thank you so much for watching today. I don't take that for granted, and I want to leave you with the final word from the scripture in Isaiah 40:29. It says, meaning God, he gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. That's your word for today. Walk in it. May God richly bless you. God bless.